Hello everyone, today we look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 107, the Night Force Tunnel Rat figure. I do not have the original version of Tunnel Rat, but I do have this one, and I feel like they're largely comparable in terms of similarities. So, looking at the box here, this is of course the older style of the classified packaging, which we saw recently in the shooter video that I did. I quite like this packaging. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer it be windowed so I can see it. But I don't particularly mind it. I think design-wise is very nice. I like that all the accessories are in the very front. I think that's a nice touch. I like the little art here, the render, the logo here, Night Force, everything like that. G.I. Tunnel Rat, G.I. Joe logo there. You can see all the, what is it called? Energon, the Dark Energon in the background because they're doing something without the storyline at the time. Very nice art here of Nicky himself. On the back here, you can see all the accessories that come with Tunnel Rat, as well as a scale with him. He is on the shorter side when it comes to figures. He's actually quite short. On the side here, you can scan a QR code that leads you to nowhere, and you can read these little read-up things that mean nothing to anybody because nobody knows what they mean. Even me, who is someone who has a list of what they mean. So yeah, that is the box for Tunnel Rat. Let's get him open. All right, now before we get into this figure fully, we got to do a little bit of a history lesson here. Now, I'm sure most of you already know this, but there will be some of you who don't. So for those of you who don't, this is, of course, Tunnel Rat, Nicky Lee from Brooklyn, New York. And this figure and this character, much like a lot of other characters from G.I. Joe, like Dusty is based off of Ron Rudat, who's the toy designer for G.I. Joe at the time, or a toy designer. This character is based off of Larry Hama, who was the reason you like G.I. Joe, quite frankly. If you care about any of these characters, whether it be Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Duke, Scarlet, any of them, he's the guy. Why? Because he's the guy who came up with the stories for the file cards. He's the one who wrote those. He's the one who wrote the Marvel Comics run through the 80s to the 90s. He's the one who's still, to this day, writing a G.I. Joe comic book series, which you can get because it's still coming out monthly. So there's a reason that we need to talk about this real quick because this character is based heavily off of Larry Hama. Because if you look at the file card for Tunnel Rat, the original one, he is an explosive ordnance specialist. His job, basically, is to crawl into small holes and make sure bombs don't blow up. That is his job. And that was also Larry Hama's job when he was in Vietnam through 69 to 71. This character is basically just Larry Hama. This is who this is. Whether he had any hand in that, I don't know, or if this was just something that was done by the people who worked at Marvel at the time, or the people who worked at Hasbro at the time. I don't know. I don't know far that much. But this figure is based off of that person explicitly. And this character has always been. So it's very cool to get that in figure form like this, because I am such a sucker for those 80s comics. I truly am. I've read them all. I am a sucker for them. I love them. And I even have been reading the most recent stuff. I'm not quite caught up yet. Not quite yet. But I have been reading some of the most recent stuff that he's been writing. I need to get back to that. But yeah, if you like G.I. Joe, he's the reason why. So let's get Nicky off the base here and get a little closer look at him. Now, this guy is loaded with accessories. He has so many accessories. But looking at the head sculpt here real quick, it's very nice. It reminds me a lot of the 80s movie in particular. He's got a little ascot here. You know, he's got a sash here for like a bag. I don't even know what's in it. He got a little revolver here, hold it right there. An extra magazine, like ammo belt. He's got a knife holster right there. I like his knee pads because the knee pads would make sense for someone who is crawling on his knees all the time. Gray pants, brown boots. I like the look of the Night Force Tunnel Rat. Obviously, it's not as iconic as the original one, but I still think it looks very cool. I like the little lights here on the back of his backpack. His backpack is huge, by the way. This thing is like a brick. It's heavy. It's just solid plastic all the way through. It is a weighty backpack. I like this look out fingerless gloves. Got a little bit of what appears to be a watch or something there. I can't quite tell. I think it's a watch, though. Just a little brown strap on that right there. The Night Force symbol of, like, the griffin or whatever there on his left bicep. There's the red version of the Joe Pro, because any character that has a Joe Pro on the Night Force, they're all red, which is very funny. I like this figure a lot. I think he looks really cool. Again, a lot of accessories, which is a bit of a hassle, mostly just because they don't sit super well. They kind of flop around and move around unless you have all of them equipped all at the same time, which I guess works a little better for like what it's supposed to be doing. But like if you do want his backpack off, or if you want this bag off, well, sorry, all the accessories will be flopping around, moving all over the place, which is a bit of a bummer. But as a figure, I think it's very good. And again, like I said, you can tell by how he's standing, he is one of the shortest figures in this line. For context, here he is next to Falcon, who is almost like a full head taller than him. Yeah, this figure is short. He's a very, very short figure, which I guess makes sense for the character of Tunnel Rat. You know, you don't expect a big lanky guy, do you? As we, I really like him. He can look up that far, can look down that far. Head is on a ball joint, of course. There is an ab crunch here at the torso there. Cameron can go back farther, but not with the backpack on. So like if I take the backpack off, he can go about that far back. Ball joint at the waist there. You get a lot of motion there. Butterfly. Okay, now you see the stuff I'm talking about here with the accessory sliding down if you don't have the backpack equipped. Butterfly joints that don't do much of anything at all. So there you go. Classic G.I. Joe classified there. Arm can go up that far. Swivel here at the shoulder. Swivel here at the bicep. Double jointed pinless arms. Very nice. The right hand can go up and down, and the left hand can go side to side, as you can see right here, like so. There are drop down hips, of course. There's a swivel at the upper thigh. Double jointed pinless knees on both of them. Tight knees, though. For me, these knee joints are a little tight. Can go down that far, like so. Swivel here at the calf. It's a little tight, but swivel's there still. Foot can go up that far, can go down that far. Can't go up very far because of just the mold of the pants. And there's a forward-face spin for rocker. So you can see right there, it's falling down. So yeah, there is Niggy. As for the accessories that come with Tunnel Rat here, we can start off with his quad nod night vision goggles, which are very cool. They basically fit on his head, but still very cool to have more some of these. They're very nice. They just pop on very easy. Cool to have these. I will never complain about having some dope night vision goggles. He has a little bag here. It's probably got like explosives in it or something. Soft plastic here, so you can just kind of move it around wherever. So you can have either him holding it or someone else holding it, depending on what you want. He has a revolver, which is very cool. Honestly, I have him, whenever I take pictures, I have him holding that. If I can focus, please. There you go, thank you. I have him focusing that more, I have him holding that more than I do his large gun. But yeah, that is the revolver. Very nice, kind of just solid gray with a little bit of a black hilt there. Handle. Oh, there goes the machine gun. I guess we'll look at that then, because we're already here. So, this is like an M60 sort of thing. You can kind of tell, big scope here. Big problem here. You can see there is a ramp where the barrel is supposed to be. This is actually a lot better than it was when it came in the packaging. When it came in the packaging, it was almost vertical. That's how like high up it was. I've been like over the course of like a day or so, just warping it and bending it down, hopefully to keep it in the same place. But it is just not wanting to cooperate. It just goes right back up, which is very annoying. And as you can see straight down the barrel here, it is not well imbalanced there at all. So it just doesn't look that great. Probably why I have him holding the revolver most of the time. But there's, of course, a box mag, which can pop out like so. You slide it in right there. So that's nice. There is you can see here the little pot, the little dual, I completely blanked what they're called. Just, my brain just fried. Bipod, there we go. Which can fold up or down, depending what you want to do. I probably have it like this because I just have him holding it more than often than not. Because if you lay it down flat too much, it warps back up again, as you can see it's doing right now, which is a bummer. So yeah, that is the main rifle that he comes with, and he comes with this big old knife, big old like Bowie type knife with a little serrated edge right there. Black handle, silver blade, standard for a knife. Not really a whole lot to talk about there. This is the big backpack I was talking about though. This thing is huge and heavy. It is solid plastic all the way through. There are these little flashlights here, which pop on his back there, like so. There's a little peg in right there. You can pop them out if you want to. I'll keep them in then, though, because they get lost very easily. Big backpack, though. Very cool for Tunnel Rat to have. Feels like something that you would have. So yeah, these accessories that come with Tunnel Rat. As for size comparison, here he is next to fellow 86 movie alum Sergeant Slaughter, who is much, much taller than him, as you can see. Definitely has some height on him there. So there is next to Sergeant Slaughter. Here he is next to someone who you just saw moments ago, Night Force Lieutenant Falcon. Looks very cool together. Again, I like Night Force, so just keep getting more Night Force guys. I'm totally fine with that. The colors blend very well together, even though Nicky's is a little bit of a darker green than Falcon's got there. Here is next my most recent review of Shooter, and wow, is Shooter shorter? I think she's like just maybe a hair shorter than Tunnel Rat, just barely. But yeah, they look good together too. And here is what is likely to be my next review, unless I decide I want to do something else. Big Ben. So yeah, if I want to do something else, you'll still see him at some point. It's just I feel like doing something else first. So yeah, size comparison. So yeah, there is Tunnel Rat, Night Force Tunnel Rat specifically. I know not the longest review in the world, but you know, there's not a whole lot to talk about. It's a good figure, that's for sure. If you can get this, you definitely should. You can find it for cheap at a Walmart or a comic book store or something. It's a Night Force figure, and it's a variant of a figure that they already have. So these things are usually dirt cheap. They're usually really easy to get unless they have like a specific unique character, like that Falcon 2-pack or the Shockwave with the bike. Pardon me. Yeah, this is a good figure. I like this. Again, I like the Night Force line, so I'm just happy to have more of these guys. I just like Night Force. I think they're cool. Apparently, we're getting another one, another 2-pack soon. We saw it at a con, but it was never officially announced. It's Beachhead and Quick Kick. I don't have the original Quick Kick, but I do have the Beachhead. So I don't know. I'd be down to get that one. That seems cool. But yeah, that is this review for Tunnel Rat here. Again, big shout out to Larry Hama, who is the reason that this toy exists. And the reason that all these toys exist, quite frankly. Or, not that they exist, but that they've done so well. So yeah, that is Night Force Tunnel Rat number 107. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Everything needs to get done for the videos that I love to make. And I'll see you next time. Yo, Joe.